Why do women date assholes? Well, I certainly don't want to pretend I have all the answers to this, but I can probably create some helpful frames to work within that you can test for yourself and see if they add up. Within the feminine, there is a drive to want to be captivating and to know that they are enough. Now, both masculine and feminine have questions around being enough, but they're different in their expression. So for woman, for the feminine, it has to do with attention and being captivating and being worth fighting for or worth changing for. And so very often on an unconscious level, you'll see women go for men that they ultimately think that they can change, and they believe in changing them as a demonstration of this person's love for them. And so ultimately, it's an internal feedback loop that for them helps justify their value in the relationship, being the one that this person changed for, being the one that domesticated this beast, or domesticated the asshole, or changed this person. And so that's one of the reasons. The other is simply they're models of the world. Very often, women date men that are like their father or the masculine figure that was in their life. And I know that can be very frustrating for some people to hear, and undoubtedly in the comments I'll hear, I did just the opposite. I dated somebody the exact opposite of my dad. Well, bravo. But generally, especially when we're still unconscious in early life, we tend to be attracted to our masculine models of the world that came from our childhood, and we'll end up dating people like our parents. And so for those who know what I'm talking about, feel free to put a comment down there and go, yep, that was me until I woke up, or yep, that was me until I got whole and healthy. And I would bet you'll see probably 3 or 4 times more comments of people saying, yep, I dated somebody like my dad than not. And sometimes we can consciously decide to do just the opposite, but that would be the exception more than the rule on many levels. And so I think there's, our models of masculinity have an impact there, and then how we find and meet our own needs and our story about what the feminine is can lead to that. And the men do the same thing. Right? You could just flip this around and go, men very often date women that are like their moms, or in the world that we're creating, men often date their moms. They're looking for a mom. And I'm sure there's a lot of women that are listening to this that can attest to, yep, I dated somebody, married somebody, or was in a long-term relationship with somebody that really just wanted a mom. They wanted somebody to take care of them. And so this works both ways. But ultimately, I will say this, if you continue to date an asshole, you are likely the asshole. Meaning, you are attracting that into your life one way or the other. And I know that might be some tough love, that may be insulting to some, and I'll hear in the comments how you're the exception to that. But if you continue to find a certain kind of man, I promise you it's not because they are the majority of men or that's all that's out there. Something you are doing or something in your filters is finding people like that. There are plenty of great guys out there that are not assholes. And so if you're stuck in that kind of pattern, it may be worth getting therapy or finding a good coach or therapist that can help you realign and become conscious about what you're attracting and what you're valuing, and looking for a partner that you really, really want to be with. Most of us aren't even conscious of that, or we say we want one thing and then we attract another. And being aware of why that is can help you create lasting relationship.